The final days. A journey through the end times. The clouds gathered, dark and heavy, swirling with an eerie light that seemed to echo through the skies. The world had changed in ways no one could deny. People whispered in hushed tones about prophecies, ancient writings, and signs that pointed to one undeniable truth. The end times were near. In a small town nestled between mountains and valleys, there lived a young person like you. They had heard stories from their grandparents about the last days when everything would shift, and the world would face its final chapters. But like many others, these tales were just stories until now. This is it, the young person thought, staring out at the horizon. The sun, normally golden and warm, now set in a fiery crimson, casting shadows that stretched long and twisted across the earth. It was as if the earth itself was groaning, awaiting what was to come. The signs appear. The Bible had always spoken of signs that would signal the end of days. Wars, rumors of wars, nations rising against nations, and a darkness that would spread across the world. But those were just the beginning of birth pains. The young person remembered reading about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, one on a white horse conquering and bringing false peace, another on a red horse bringing war, a third on a black horse bringing famine, and the last, pale as death, bringing plague and destruction. Could these things be happening now? They wondered. The world had indeed been plagued with turmoil, disasters, hatred, and division like never before. It all seemed to be spiraling towards something greater, something inevitable. A voice in the darkness. One night, as the young person lay in bed, they heard a voice, quiet but clear. "Be ready." It wasn't frightening. It was a voice filled with love, urging them to prepare their heart. They remembered reading in Matthew 24, where Jesus himself spoke of the end times. He warned that no one knows the day or the hour, but we should be alert and ready. He spoke of his return, coming like a thief in the night, when least expected. The young person knew that this was not just a story but a call to be prepared, to stand firm in faith, and to hold on to hope. The Great Tribulation. Days turned into weeks, and the world continued to change. Strange occurrences were reported across the globe. Earthquakes, famine, and people turning against one another. But amidst all this chaos, a leader rose, promising peace and unity. Many followed, believing he could save them from the darkness. But those who knew the scriptures were wary. The Bible speaks of a time when a false Messiah would rise, deceiving many. This leader would perform wonders, but behind the mask of peace lay deceit and evil. The young person could see the signs. They had read in Revelation about the mark of the beast, a symbol of allegiance to this false leader. Without it, people could not buy or sell, but those who took it were eternally separated from God. The young person made a choice. They would not follow the crowd. They knew that this world, with all its temptations, was temporary. Their eyes were set on something greater, eternity with the true King, Jesus Christ. The return of the King. As darkness seemed to consume everything, hope shone brighter than ever. The Bible promised that Jesus would return, not as a suffering servant, but as a victorious King. Revelation describes his return with the heavens opening, and Jesus riding on a white horse, with armies of heaven following him. His eyes like flames of fire, a sword in his mouth to strike down evil, and a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The young person knew that this was the moment they had waited for. The skies would split open, and every eye would see him. Those who had mocked and scorned would tremble, and those who had held on to faith would rejoice. Jesus would defeat the powers of darkness, casting them into the lake of fire. He would wipe every tear from his followers' eyes, and death, pain, and sorrow would be no more. A new beginning. With evil vanquished, a new heaven and a new earth would emerge. The Bible describes a place with no more tears, no more suffering, a place where God Himself will dwell with His people. Streets of gold, gates of pearl, and the glory of God lighting up everything. It's the perfect ending to the grand story of the Bible. But this isn't just a story. It's an invitation. The end times remind us of the urgency of choosing where we stand. Will we be ready when that final trumpet sounds? Will we choose the fleeting pleasures of this world or the everlasting joy of being with God? Call to action. If this story has moved you, it's not by accident. You are part of this grand story, and the choices you make today echo into eternity. Choose faith, choose hope, choose love. And if you want to hear more stories like this and grow in understanding, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like and share this story with friends and family. Let's spread the message of hope and truth in these times. You never know who needs to hear this today.